Welcome to the Trews. I'm Russell Brand, your host. Boy, girl, black, white, man, woman. Are these just some words? The answer is yes, but also the words have meanings. That's how language works. I'm on the periphery of fatherhood. I want to make sure that I raise this child to be whoever the hell it wants to be and not impose on it a lot of pink-blue fascism, man. Let's have a look at gender norms.
And now, Cookie Cook and her Barbie Myths and Magic Kitchen. We're gonna make brownies, smoothies, and fruity gel. Do we have time? Sure. Now, while that's set, we'll make smoothies. Blueberry or banana? Blueberry, but quick.
Like the choices that these children are limited to are blueberry or banana. I don't want to work in the kitchen. I want to play with a truck. Get in that kitchen.
Turn on the fun with new Road Rippers. Pump up the volume with the monstrous piston-popping action of the Piston Thumper.
Pump up the fun with the phallic pistony cock engine of your cock engine man machine thing.
Or put the top down and rev it up with Road Rippers Convertible.
Pull her top down and that's it. Have some fun.
With all their incredible lights and sounds, the fun never ends.
I mean, I think it has got a bit more pronounced and extreme, but thinking about the kind of little boy that I would have been in Grays and Essex, sort of all sensitive and like making a daisy chain, like, ooh, no, hello. I not had a clear idea of how I was supposed to be. Having that thrust down my eye holes on the television, I'd have felt really inadequate, I think. Are you cuddling that truck, son? No, I was punching it. Good.
Peel it, style it, wear it, share it. Everybody loves your strand bands.
Also, like this one for the strandy bits and bobs, they are sort of objectifying the young women as well. So not only is it giving them a very rigid gender role, the inference is that the women are more passive and objectified, and the boys are, I'm playing with my truck.
Strand bands. The peel and pull styling strands you weave, knot, and braid to make amazing accessories that, just like you, are one of a kind.
Just like you are one of a kind there. Sort of, again, the inculcation into consumerism. I should watch more children's adverts and make sure that my children never do.
Now your design possibilities are absolutely endless.
Not endless, are they, the possibilities? You're ultimately going to be making a band with some strands.
Just peel, style, and design for accessories that are one of a kind.
Stop saying everything's one of a kind. Stop telling me to express my individualism through feminine strand bands.
Do you dare enter the world of Imaginext? Where men have joined forces with teched-up dinos. And you can turn the figures to open the control pod.
It's all about agency and autonomy, isn't it, for the children? You can do this. You can get a Tyrannosaurus Rex. You go and make that fucking blueberry smoothie. I've told you enough times. Like, and also, like, if you to get a little bit deeper, the sort of prehistoric animal is the sort of prehistoric aspect of ourselves that is just the sort of the limbic system, to bring it up, the sort of aspect of the self that is still animal and ancient and raw, sort of using that energy to market the toy.
Hey, Girl Crush girls, add some flair. Fashion flips go everywhere. Girl Crush fashion flips for your fingertips. Styling, applying, personalizing.
When I was a kid, I think I would have liked to have had a go at that Girl Crush. I would have gone, yeah, well, I'll do that. Sounds like, what the hell are you doing? There's your dinosaur. Don't kiss it. Sorry. Don't paint its nails. I'll just sit still.
Add some streaks, flip it, streak it, style it. Sweet! In the hall or at the mall. Fashion flips have got it all.
So baffling and colourful that I need some objective analysis of it from a trusted ally, Bill O'Reilly.
The Family Policy Institute of Washington State asked some students at Seattle University about gender.
Which, if you ask me, is a waste of time.
Is there a difference in your mind between men and women?
Socially, currently, yes, there is. There is no need for that difference to exist, scientifically and logically.
There's not much difference besides what society forces onto people.
Shut up and play with this dinosaur!
I don't think there's any one way to really distinguish between a man or a woman, and I don't think it's necessary.
They're brilliant. Young people, because they're growing up and communicate with each other and they're sort of somewhat more liberated, having a more open conversation. Bill O'Reilly is going to be really pissed off back in studio.
Joining us from Santa Barbara.
All right, okay. He's openly laughing, Bill. So outraged.
You know, things are different since we attended college, eh, Miller?
Aren't they? And when I say different, I mean worse and gayer.
You know what I see in that video, Billy? I see fear. Are they brainwashed a little? Yeah, sure they are.
There is a pretty big difference between men and women. There's a difference
You
in the
hope
way.
it's a big difference.
A thing I heard once I think is good is, most men are taller than most women, but not all men are taller than all women. But there's distinctions and diversions across genders, and how is it possible for us to know what neutral is when we live in a cultural environment that's bombarding us with such vivid, bold, and intense information, restrictive information?
But what I'm trying to get at here is, you're right, they're afraid, and you're right, they're not all as dumb as they look.
Bill, casually mean to those lovely young people. Let's cast their mind back to those young, inclusive. I mean, there's nothing they said there that makes me think, oh, they've been dumbstruck with terror. I know, and I'm sure that American educational institutes have got a much sort of indoctrination that's sort of prohibitive and negative in all sorts of ways. But those young people, I just thought they seemed absolutely delightful. It was heartening. It's the best thing I've seen on Fox News, I think, in my life, is seeing those young people being all kind of like, yeah, I just think just let people be like, oh, God, you're terrified. You're struck up with terror.
They really believe that equality means there shouldn't be any difference in gender. That's what it should be, Miller. Here's my solution to this whole problem. That President Obama, the Supreme Court, and Congress should all gather in the nation's capital and be shown the movie Animal House.
I feel there's quite a lot going on. I mean, there's a presidential election coming. We're sort of worried about the bombing in the Yemen, the situation in Syria. No! Animal House!
And then afterward, we'll have a big discussion.
To show the possibility of subaquatic, humanoid, piscine life, I show you the film Splash. Yeah, I think that's just made up. Shut up and watch it. It's the best bit.
Because there are differences between men and women.
Well, yeah, of course we've got different genitals, but that's not a big enough reason to force some people into one way of life and another group of people into another way of life. And I suppose what I'm learning, and I am learning because sort of these are the kind of conversations that perhaps, I don't think I've ever been like that, I just think it's not in my nature. But yeah, I think this is probably, broadly speaking, a very progressive and positive movement. And I'm going to try that because I'm like, at the moment I've not bought the kid any sort of different coloured stuff because I'm like, oh, maybe I'll just sort of stick with that or give it all sorts of things.
But you know what the big difference is between men and women, right? I mean, we're playing this game. You know, there's a big
men are usually better at chess.
I suppose really all you have to do when you sort of watch that is look at those adverts and see that they are sort of clearly attempts at aggressively conditioning. Just the act of purchase is a form of conditioning, and then watch this analysis offered up on Fox News and see that, oh wow, who do you want to identify with? Those sweet young people, their tolerance and compassion, or this somewhat more baldy and aggressive, let's say kindly, more traditional male view as presented on Fox. So I suppose I'll be raising them in the spirit of those enlightened young people. When I say them, I mean it, Shim, the child thing. That's some true news. Subscribe here.
Nose is a tool that is abused to fool you and to leave you scared and confused. Trews is like the nose. If the nose was true, I want some Trews. Let's have some Trews.